good evening and welcome. This is your super station, Joy 99.7 FM, and this is Strong and Sassy. It's so good to be back with you. It's been a couple of weeks because of football. I don't think we're done with that yet, but anyway, we have tonight, so we're grateful for that. So tonight we're talking about the best men to date, older or younger. We're kind of going to do the pros and cons and help you to decide. If there were two guys who wanted to marry you, there was one who was older and there was one who was younger. What are the things that you should look out for? What are the things to consider? And really, I feel like the older men are kind of finishing because they're all like either married or like just really old, so maybe it's time to open up your mind to a whole new world. I don't know, but we'll have that discussion. My name's Enima. Before we get into the conversation though, we just want to spend 2 minutes paying tribute to a woman who had an amazing story. She's definitely the kind of woman we would have loved to have on our show. Tina Turner, amazing career, amazing legs, amazing performer, but the world lost her tonight. So we just want to spend a few minutes and just remember that she really was simply the best. And that's Simply the Best by Tina Turner. And may her soul rest in perfect peace. All right. So for those of us who are still alive, we have to decide the kind of men we want to date. Whether we want to date older men or younger men, marry older men or younger men. And you know, when we're talking about this, I'm kind of putting it together. At first, I was thinking of like either a man younger than you or a man older than you. And then a friend of mine texted and drew my attention to the fact that it's not even so much as younger than you, but just younger even. So if you have a man who's 2 years older than you or a man who's 15 years older than you, which one do you think that you would prefer? And she sent me this message. She said that for her as older men, in her younger years, she had the rare opportunity of dating a man who was 18 years older and a widow. And she said, he gave me the best 1.5 years of my life. I was treated so well, but society pressured me to go for a younger man. He was ready to make me his wife, but the pressure, I loved him so much. And since then, no man has treated me as well as he did. In terms of his understanding, care, patience, and grooming, he turned me into a woman who fit his status and wore me like a prize trophy. He was the best thing that happened to me. But I married somebody younger than him, even though older than me. So, interesting. But like I said, I feel like the older men, they are finished. But anyway, let's have the conversation and get to that point. So, Harriet, let me start with you. Just, off the top without explanations or anything, what do you think, younger or older?
Personally?
Yes.
Oh my God, anyone has a way of delving into people's lives. Honestly?
Yeah, first you said personally, now honestly. So lots of adjectives
For me, age doesn't really matter. It's about someone who's committed to me. I look out for honesty, all the things that I think somehow attracts, this person to me.
Okay.
But if you're looking at age, like it has to be part of the conversation,
let's say two perfect, the same guys, two. Pepe.
One older,
and the only difference
younger.
Is that yes,
one older, one younger.
Well, I mean, there will obviously be other. There's physical differences, older, younger, but yeah.
Anymore?
Yes, Harriet.
I mean, they used to say that.
Do you know I didn't introduce you guys?
I know you
so
will.
Bad.
I know you will.
I completely forgot.
Do you want to do that now?
I think so. So,
okay,
Harriet,
I think
introduce yourself.
Right. My name is Harriet Nate. I'm a journalist, host of Diplomatic Affairs on Pan-African Television.
Yes.
It appears more whenever you need to go into my social life, that's when you pull me.
Oh, what an accusation.
I don't know how you do it, but this is the only platform that gets me to do other things apart from your
diplomatic.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
no, but I think it's nice for people to have a glimpse into.
I think so too. I love it. I love it.
So thank you so much for coming.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
And
I'm Gertrude Boedi, and I'm the owner of Yummy Treats.
And she's never brought us anything to eat.
I'm so sorry.
You just don't understand.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to redeem myself next time.
Well, okay. Mike's okay. Okay, and then Esinam Batali will be joining us as well in a few minutes. So, Harriet, you were saying?
Age is not really my thing anymore. For me, like I told you, it's about commitment, honesty, and other things any reasonable woman would look out for when they have to make a decision as to who they want to be with.
Okay.
But I don't know how I'm really going to, because with age, one would assume the person has wisdom and might have learned so much experience and would do the right thing. Unfortunately, it appears that is not the case. That is not the case anymore because you find older people really, doing all the wrong things in relationships, and you have someone who might be younger but appears to do all the right things in a relationship. So then I'm not really sure how I can be able to,
to pick.
Yes.
Okay. What about you? What do you think?
I was going to say the same thing. Because, I also go for the person's personality, their views in life.
You people are saying that you're not put off by the initial anything.
No.
So if let's say 85-year-old man, let's say, came to talk to you, you would actually open yourself up romantically.
No, 85 is extreme. The age difference between me and an 85-year-old man is extreme.
85. Some 85s look really good. Listen, some 85s look really good. Listen, some 50-year-olds look like very young. They've been able to take good care of themselves. They look really great. Physically, they look really well. Some are younger than this 85 you mentioned, and they look very old. Like, they don't really look good. You know, so that's why I'm still dragging.
I just want to see if when you say that age doesn't matter at all. So if a 21-year-old boy,
I've dated a younger guy, and I've dated
how much younger?
All right.
Esinam, how grateful we are that you finally showed up.
Bold of you.
Yes, very bold of you to join us. But good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So Esinam, I'm querying our guests. By that I mean you are not a guest. About how how extreme or how open really their views are that age doesn't matter. So Harriet was just about to tell us, she dated somebody younger. Yeah, how much younger?
Like 7 years.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's not really bad.
That's not actually.
But you guys don't know how old I am. So
I mean, either ways, if you are 35, then it means he was 28.
Mm-hmm.
If you are 30, it means he was 23. I mean, so 7 years is 7 years, right?
yes.
Yeah. So
It's not bad.
it's not. It's not extreme. It's not.
And older as in 50.
Okay, older as in so 50 and then okay. All right, Essie, now what's about you? I was just saying, just off the beat, older or younger?
I'm leaning towards older. And not necessarily older as in with a wide age gap, because I believe that generational differences is important to consider in a relationship. In the era in which I grew up, the era in which you grew up may be different. And so our experiences may be different. And there are things about me that you may not be able to relate to. You know, if I was with somebody who was significantly older than me, 15 years older than me, there are lots of things that I may be saying as my experience that he or she may not be able to relate to. And then whomever I'm dating to may also say some things from their experience and what they've been through that I can also not relate. And I find that one of the things that helps relationship is having a lot of things in common. And having an era where you both experienced the same things happening, where you were virtually around the same phase of your life helps. It just helps. If you went to high school in the same area, imagine that you're dating somebody that you were both in high school around the same period. You're in different high schools, but you had shared experiences. For example, me and my person were literally in high school around the same time. And even though he's older than me, he and I can talk about our shared experiences and the fact that we had to go 4 years and there were Form 3s who graduated with us. Basically, we have things about our experiences that we have that in common because our age tends to fall within those, and it helps to understand each other better from that perspective. Because if I say that I was part of the people who did malaria is a killer disease is caused by mosquitoes, those Lamtemo songs, right? If I told you that
I don't know them.
you don't know Great Lamtemos.
I know that. I just don't know the
So the
song.
songs that they were doing,
Right.
I was in school around those times, right? And I was a part of some of those songs,
Okay.
right? If I
Continue, we are
say that
doing
you cannot,
Coco
if I say that you cannot relate, how would you know how that impacted my childhood? How would I know? How would you know how that formed my or shaped my thinking into who I am today?
But do I have to relate to be able to understand?
Not necessarily, but if you relate, it makes things much easier. It's easier being with somebody who you can share some things with that you both align on. And having somebody who is older than you, it is assumed. I heard her say when I was entering that the person would be wiser or more matured. It's not, age does not correlate with maturity. I believe that 100%. But I also think that experience counts. Whatever the person has been through, the fact that they are 50 and they cannot think on their own is an experience that you need to consider. It should tell you something. So whoever you're going to be with, whether the person is older or younger, the most important thing is considering how they think, the mindsets they have, and whether or not it aligns with yours. But it's easier to find that people within your age group are probably in the same stage of their life as you. And it's easier to have those kind of shared moments where, okay, we are both transitioning into this phase, or we are both moving into this space together, rather than being with somebody who is significantly younger than you, who now has a lot of growing up to do. Because like it or not, people say they are matured, but so the problem, you face the problem, that was when you realize that no, they weren't.
I agree.
So it's just the person must have sense, but age is important.
Yeah, no, I get that. The person must really have they have to. Yeah. But anyway, so let's do justice to the topic, because we're trying to decide who's better, who's not. So let me start with you.
Okay.
Let's kind of do the pros and cons. And so for you, for example, I don't even know how to break it down. Let's start with the older. So let's say pros of older, then cons of older, and then pros of younger. So for you, what do you feel like are maybe some of the pros, the upsides of dating somebody who is older?
Yes, to me, I think an older person has experience, and I feel they are emotionally stable, and they tend to know what they really want.
In fact, the older you are, the less
Really?
Anyway, no, it's fine.
Most of them have gone through life. They've had the experiences, and they've explored. They've had the adventures, and they've come to realize, okay, this is the path I want to go. So when you meet them, they are more. They know exactly what they want. Most of them know exactly what they want, and it's not more. You don't get to do more of, let me figure this out. I don't know what's, because most young guys are on their way to figure things out. They are they are now trying to figure out how life is, how it works and stuff. But older men have experience in relationships, work, everything. I mean, in life in general. So I feel
the same thing could be a con, where the person has become so entrenched in their ways of life, and then they're like, I'm not
ready to change
for anybody. I think that it has both sides. It could be either be a pro or a con, where because of the age, I've done this.
I think with everything that is a pro, there's a potential for that very same thing
very same thing to be a con. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and so, but then the con of dating an older man, it would have to be the difference. Sorry? The difference in the age, I mean the age gap. If he's older and is maybe like 5 to 10 years older, that's still okay. But 40, 30 years, 50, that's age gap right there. And physical appearance is also very important. Well, to me, it matters, because I mean, I have to love the person. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's for the older men. And for the younger men.
No, let's let me go around with the older. Auntie Harriet.
Well, I am stuck. I don't even know where to start from. But let's still do the older.
Yeah, let's do the older.
Since that's where we are. Mm-hmm. See, older, you are tempted to believe that they might have hit a few rocks, or quite a number of rocks, and might, do things differently, like have their shock absorbers intact, where they would make right decisions, where they would, give you all the things that you would want to have when you're in a relationship with an older man. I don't know about the saying with age comes wisdom thing, if it is applicable, or if we can put it in this context though. I've seen some older men actually done things pretty shocking. Like it's they don't really look like people who have had experiences from their previous relationships, and therefore are expected to have done things differently. So yes, older, if we are going to go with age comes wisdom thing, then you're expecting an older guy
to definitely
have more experience, maturity, responsibility, and all of the things we all desire in our relationships, And so that will be it. I think, there are some, older men out there who would, and it depends on who you are dating. Then again, I'll come to one of my finest words or expressions, orientation, and exposure. So too. Orientation and exposure. So that's also very important, depending on who you are. I would personally date commitment, honesty, responsible, guy. But if we are looking at older, it depends on who as a person you are dating.
But and then the downside.
The downside might be if you are a young lady dating an older guy. You see, we move with a trend. She Esinam talked about the generational thing, where when you compare both generations, his generation and yours, there might be a vast difference between the two, in the sense that they become very conservative, very, very conservative. And then when you are all out there. You want to be yourself. You want to express yourself. You want to be who you are. You want to be adventurous, ambitious. You want to do things contrary to what they are used to doing. It becomes a problem. They would have to put you in check, because for them, you also have to sort of like tune yourself somehow to fit in their age category. So then it becomes, you have to display that, and then you are not being yourself. I've dated someone who once told me that I dress like a schoolgirl.
Okay.
It
Which
actually
school?
came. I do not know. I can't really tell. But because I love to wear shorts. Yeah, I love to wear shorts. One time I was in shorts. I was going to this person, shorts and T-shirts and sneakers. And I think he felt really uncomfortable. So I had to actually sit down and have a conversation with the person and say to this person, this is how I am oriented when it comes to life. And growing up, I had this kind of a mother, this kind of a father, like both of them, there was no problem. That's how the home I grew in, so I am struggling to really be the kind of woman you would want me to be. So that's what I'm talking about, the generational thing. So older person's generation is obviously different from your generation, so that becomes a problem, because then you have to act like the opinion, where in natural sense you are not really, that's not who you are, but you just have to live society the way they want to see you when you are with an older person. That
I'm
becomes a
thinking
problem.
that also applies to being with the younger person, because then you have to dress younger.
I don't really. That's why I said orientation and exposure. These are very important. It depends on who you are dating.
Okay, so that then
but when
also
it comes to the age, that
ways.
applies both ways. Yes.
Okay, so that's your con.
Yeah.
Okay, Islam. Pros and cons
of being with someone older. I think that they should have been able to work through their emotions.
But also the olderness matters. The number of years actually matters.
Exactly.
Because 2, 3, 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe let's go like 7 and above. If the gap
let's say 10.
Okay.
Let's
10.
even give a grace period of
10.
You're with somebody 10 years and above.
Or 10 years and below.
But we're talking about older people,
Yeah.
and the pros of being with somebody who is 10 years older than you. If you're going with somebody that suits you and the person, I'm assuming that you've gone through the process of finding yourself and knowing what you like and what you do not like, and you still decide to go with somebody older, you're likely to enjoy the benefits of having somebody who you can relate to, who has been through the experience that you've been to. That is, if you are selecting the right person. My points are based on the premise that the person is a good fit for you. If the person is a good fit for you and they're 10 years older, to be honest, it won't matter. It won't matter, because then you are in alignment in thinking. But one of the pros you are bound to enjoy is the person might have worked through their emotions to get to the point of understanding themselves better.
So they're more mature,
so
self-aware.
Yes. The self-awareness level is very, very high. They are able to name their emotions.
Yeah.
Are able to say
if they've
that
done the work, then
exactly.
It's a dream.
If the person has been able to go through it and is self-aware and knows, then you are with somebody who you're rest assured of emotional stability, in that they know themselves and they know their boundaries and they know what they're willing and not willing to do and all that. You are with somebody who can offer guidance, who has been where you are and who can support you, be like a mentor kind of figure for you, to help you to get to where you need to get to. The con is that then you can have somebody who feels like they have to control. One of the cons of being with somebody older is they feel the need to control you, so that, like most parents do, they don't want you to commit the same mistakes that they did.
Yeah.
So they feel the need to constantly control you, checking in, where are you? That is if the person is insecure, if the person is like, there's that con as well. You run the risk of being with somebody who will feel insecure that they're older than you, and the fact that you could have younger options, when you walk down the street, somebody will call you. Somebody younger than me will call you. Somebody who is finer than me will call you. And especially if you're looking at women who are dating men who are younger, you find that the most common complaints will be that the person will look at somebody who is younger. That is, if you're with somebody who hasn't done the work. But if you find somebody who has the security, then it's a plus for you. But without the security, it's a minus. The age thing becomes a minus.
How about, I mean, for pros with somebody who's older than you, how about maybe also, I think, interests. So for example, if I am, let's say, 45 and I'm dating somebody who's 55 or 60, it means that, like, in the evening we are all tired. So
exactly.
We'll stay at home.
Exactly. We all don't have the energy to go and stand at bloom.
Exactly. You know, like,
go and stand at
bloom.
Like,
you don't have the energy to go and Jinemu over there.
I think that's one of the things that scares me the most is the energy. Like, you know, it's nice when you have, for example, like my group of friends and I right now, we know that when we go out by 9:30, it's packing, like everybody, let's go home. Like, So I can imagine if you're with a much older person, then those things are. But then I'm also thinking, you know, blood pressure medication. You're worried about dementia. You're thinking like Parkinson's.
Because if the person has not taken care of themselves well, then they start the repercussion of all their bad choices that's coming up. When
you both would be surprised to see older guys who actually love to have fun. They party more than you can imagine.
I don't really think.
Listen, it's to some extent it is a lifestyle. Yeah. You would be shocked.
I think that's a lifestyle thing. Then for maybe not for all older people, but for those who like life.
And I think so. That's where the interest comes in. You would want to consider a person whose interest is at the same. It's not really age. Whose interest aligns with yours. The things you guys have in common.
Come back and say my back.
Exactly. No.
There are other older guys who date younger girls because they want to feel the energy, you know. Well, so they might be conserved.
I read something 3 days ago. Coincidentally, you know, I just chanced on it and I found it to be very interesting. It says, I want to marry someone I can grow young with.
Exactly.
Not someone I can grow old with. That's very interesting. That's what I'm saying. Do not look at the age.
We can grow young in the house.
Yes. You can grow young everywhere. No.
Anymore.
What are you trying to say?
It was a joke. Wow. Listen, can you rescue me from Harriet, please? Harriet, please calm down.
That's okay. I am calmed.
So you've done your con, right?
Yes.
Of dating.
I've done it. Yes.
So do we feel like we're done with the older men? Is there anything else?
I think
health is.
I think financials too.
Yeah.
If you're with somebody older, the person and they've made the right choices, because you see, if the person is older and they're not divorced, then why have they stayed that long till like 55 without?
They were waiting for you.
Waiting for who?
For you to be born for them. Why are you so
waiting for me to be born for you?
I waited my whole life.
You lived single for 55 years.
I love that. Like, I just love that.
Wow.
Like, there was nobody until you.
Anyway,
this is the story I'm telling myself if I'm with somebody who's never been married at 60. Like, nothing. It's just
So yes, finances, money.
But you're concerned about the fact that if they're older and they haven't been married before.
Yes.
Does that apply to women too then?
Yes, I would say yes. I think it's everybody. But what choices did you make to get to 60 and not be married? Like, did you decide not to marry and then you changed your mind? Or
there is a question mark somewhere.
Is there a question mark somewhere?
Is there a question mark?
But then there's also a question mark then if the person is older and there's divorce, because then you want to know how come it didn't work.
No, for me, I believe that things end.
So you're actually better with somebody who's been married and divorced? That's
100%.
Wow.
100.
Then
You should have learned something from that side.
Married.
You should learn something from that side. If you are divorced, you should come with lessons.
No.
If you come
it doesn't
without
work like
lessons,
that always.
if you come without lessons, you
have to go
won't
back.
even you go back.
But you know it
That's an
doesn't work like
interesting
that.
perspective.
Ceci.
You
You
go
know it
back.
doesn't work like that.
That's an interesting
You-
perspective.
yes.
So it's kind of you've lived through stuff. So as opposed to you've managed.
You know,
to,
I'm hoping that you've seen things. You've seen.
It gets worse. You'll be surprised.
You know, it's possible. It's possible that it could get worse. You see, humans don't shock me anymore.
No.
Right?
No, not at all.
Anyway, so we're happy with the pros and cons of the older. Is there any other?
I think then
What
Taking
about
care,
they
taking
take
care
care.
of you. Yes.
That's pros.
like
yes.
somebody who is older, especially women. The person will be more nurturing. The person would care for you in a way that they want to be cared for. Because I really have not seen a woman who is older and is not really taking care of themselves, like taking care of themselves. Not to talk of take care of somebody else. You know, like compared to men, women compared to men.
Okay. Don't
Take
mind
care of
Harriet,
them.
okay?
Harriet and Crispy. I'm not minding them.
Wow.
It is a collaboration between the two of them.
All right, go ahead, my sister.
You'd find that most women who are maybe in their 40s and co, they may not be married, but when it comes to taking care of themselves, they are on top notch.
So are we also going to talk about consummational skills?
Oh yeah, that one today. A younger person has more energy, but an older person who has kept themselves and
Has more
exercises
experience.
also has
Experience.
experience
Uh-huh.
and energy. So you can get the two in one, but experience is more important. The skills that you've learned through your life, you
Are
should be
you
able
just
to
now
show.
getting on the wagon? Did you hear her?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's yeah. It's okay.
I mean,
it's
but
okay.
does that make a difference? Older men, younger men, and
Sex is sex.
Yes. It's not sex.
why are you all
Because-
like whispering?
No, sex is not sex because there will be some difference.
And there'll be
The energy
physical
level,
differences, so
exactly.
Things will be perky and firm.
No, true. Yes.
Gravity.
Gravity would apply to some people.
The ability for things to stand tall. I mean, all of these things are affected. Are they not? No, I'm serious. I mean, are they not like affected by age?
They are, though. They are.
But you know, both of you could be wrong. You know, both of you could be wrong.
In what sense?
In a sense that when it comes to sexual pleasures, there are so many things that one can do to actually enjoy, you know, like sex. So if you are basing your argument on energy, stamina, you know, firmness when it comes to the guys and all of that, you could be wrong in the sense that
I mean,
there are
either ways,
so
we
many
could
things
be
that
wrong,
people
but
do. It depends
yeah.
on who you are dating once again. If you're dating
True.
somebody who is very young and very adventurous, basically that's like the thing they look out for. But if you are dating someone who is equally same younger person and you are older, you would be surprised. It depends on the age bracket. Someone might somehow meet you halfway. It depends on what the expectations are in bed or in the bedroom.
But I think that realistically,
Yes,
age
young
does
people.
affect.
Young people are much more energetic.
Adventurous.
The woman who is the 22-year-old.
Esinam, have you dated
Girl.
a young guy who is lazy in bed before?
No,
Okay.
I've not even dated younger.
Okay.
No,
so
but
that's
you
fine,
were,
but I'm just
you
saying
were
that.
also sure, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying, that you could meet, you associate all the things that somehow seem to be the best when you want to date someone who is younger, because you're looking at the things you are likely to get from that kind of relationship with with a younger guy. And we are talking about sexual pleasures,
Yeah.
we are talking about things that happen, you know, in the bedroom. And I'm saying that you might be shocked to know that you are dating someone who is young and they are lazy in bed.
Yeah.
So then you compare this person who is young and lazy in bed and this person whom you claim to be older and, you know, somehow doesn't really give you all the sexual pleasures.
Harriet, a young lazy person is an outlier.
How
young
do you
lazy
mean?
person is an outlier. And the person has the energy and is not using it. And doesn't know how to make the most out of their energy. That is different. But it is known that younger people are more energetic physically. Science, biology will tell you that young people. Yes.
I am not
so the fact that you have somebody who is younger and has the energy, that is the thing. That's what we're talking about. Older person has lost a bit of the strength, has lost a bit of the stamina. Like, is probably going to have palpitations after one round.
Isn't it just about delivering? Isn't it just about delivering? If the person is delivering in the bedroom, what is your problem with their age?
If they are that's my point. I think that is my point.
Okay.
But I think that it is wise to note that one of the pros of being with a younger person is that you're guaranteed that their energy level is there. And if it's something that you like, you can experience.
It's also interesting because even with that, there's the younger men or older women or older men, because women peak sexually at a certain age and men peak at a certain age, and studies have shown that women who are above 30 are more willing to explore, and their libido is actually higher. So there's a lot of different dynamics when it comes to play. I think the thing that really bothers me is the hypertension medicine and the side effect that it has on. But we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of dating a younger guy or marrying a younger guy. So don't go anywhere.
When you are born from Ghanaian soil, you are born rich. Rich in who you are, with natural Ghanaian richness inspired by Mother Nature herself, just like our premium water. With natural minerals that create pure premium mineral water, made right here by the same Ghanaian soil that made you. Voltic, own your richness. Voltic, a product of the Coca-Cola Company. This advert is FDA approved.
Don Marcus Travel and Tours, your reliable travel consultant, is organizing an exciting summer tour to Seychelles Island, your preferred tourist destination with unique islands and colorful beaches. Join Don Marcus Travel and Tours from 29th June to 8th July 2023 with only the CD equivalent of $1,900 for singles and $3,500 for double, and experience breathtaking views in one of the world's iconic archipelagos this summer. Tour package include visa, return air ticket, ground transport, airport transfer, accommodation in a 3-star hotel for 9 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, sightseeing entry fees, cruise ship ride, and navigation through the Seychelles archipelago with live entertainments on board. An experience perfect for your celebrity-like selfies, videos, and fantastic pictures for your memoirs. Waste no time. Hurry, pack your summer bag, pick up your valid passport, and your COVID-19 and yellow fever vaccination cards, and contact Don Marcus Travel and Tours on telephone numbers 024-904-5442 or 020-293-0863 or email at donmarcustravels@gmail.com. Visit us on the Spintex Road, opposite Bachana Total Fueling Station, Temples Estate Road. Terms and conditions apply. Don Marcus Travels, your reliable travel consultants.
Mothers go above and beyond to give us 5 times the love. Tell us how much your mom means to you, and let's HD Plus make her feel like 5 times the star this Mother's Day. From 13th April to 1st May 2023, record and send a 30-second video about how amazing your mom is. Feel it to the WhatsApp number 020-0044-420. The video will compete with other entries to win one of the 65-inch NASCO flat screen TVs with an HD Plus model for mom. HD Plus, the Feel experience.
Welcome back. This is Strong and Sassy. My name is Enimoa Enimado, and tonight we're having a conversation of consideration. To date younger men, older men, to marry younger men, older men. The reason why this conversation is also important is because when you look at the age of available men, it would appear as though there are more younger men available than older men, because quite a majority of older men are married or are on their way out. So if you are looking do you open up the gate and say age doesn't matter, so I can go younger, I can go older, or will you just be fixated on what has been the societal norm of women being with older men and perhaps never find love purely just because of the demographics? So I think that's really the heart of our conversation tonight, and we hope that if you're kind of listening and thinking about which direction to go, you will consider maybe swinging in a direction that maybe you hadn't thought of before. So now we're going to do the younger men pros and cons. So let me start with you, Esinam, this time. So younger men pro and then younger men con.
I think that we should think of younger too in the perspective of if we are given 10 years and older for older, then we should have maybe younger.
Maybe 5.
5 years younger than you.
What do you guys
think?
Doesn't
matter?
5 is fine.
5 years, yeah.
So you're with somebody who is 5 years younger.
5 years and more.
And more.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
years
16,
below.
17, 18, 19,
right.
20.
And for women, it will play out differently, and for men, it will play out differently.
Completely.
For men, if the woman doesn't mind, it isn't really a problem. For men.
How do you mean?
Society doesn't consider it a problem. I think that's how I should say it.
You mean when a man is dating a woman
somebody
that's
who is
way
younger? Society doesn't really consider it a problem.
Actually, society sees that as if it's 5 years,
yes,
6
that
years,
is the
that's
ideal.
Actually the ideal.
Right? That's the ideal. But when it comes to women, there is a
cougar.
There's a flipped script. You are a cougar. You are a
cradle
male.
Snatcher.
You are so many things. And if that matters to you, if that doesn't matter to you, you've taken that out of your mind and you've cleared that out of the way, you are likely to have an adventurous, spontaneous person who is open to learn. The fact that they are with somebody older than you, they are open to learn.
You know what is really annoying?
What is?
When you're dating somebody younger, and then their friends think that because you are dating their friend, so now you are at the same level. Like, do you understand? Like, it is by grace that your friend has been elevated.
Wow.
This is not personal. I just thought about it.
This is very personal. Very personal.
It's not personal because there are some people out there that I really like.
Talking out of experience.
So it's not personal. It's not personal. No, I'm serious. It's not personal. But I have seen it happen, and I'm like, I don't really understand the dynamics here. Anyway, please continue. No, but am I not making a point? Imagine if, like, you're dating somebody who is 10 years younger than you.
I would put the person at 18.
So, okay, but Esinam, imagine, and then his friends, male or female, now feel like you're their buddy.
Hey,
but are you not? Are you not?
No, you're not. I told you it is by grace that's their
I said I'm coming for this one person. I'm not coming for the whole squad.
The whole team. Because there's a different vibe between the your friend vibe or the it's like you acting like you don't understand what I'm saying.
We understand you. It's just that it's hilarious.
Why is it hilarious though? I don't understand. Like,
no.
But if you could date their friend,
like
they could be your friend as well. No,
but they also have
friends,
a family. Are you
yes.
saying that they should abandon their friends because of you?
I'm not saying you're making this personal.
But I think if they come, if they try to give you so much respect too, some people feel offended. Then it seems
he's respected.
Ma, they should come call you Ma.
When they do that,
you come and say
you might be offended, or your boyfriend might be offended.
Madam, please, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wow.
Very good.
Meanwhile, I'm dating. Meanwhile, you're dating my best friend.
Anyway, this was by the way, so please. You guys have tears in your eyes. I don't get it.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
If you are with somebody who is younger, you have the advantage of being with somebody who is update with the trends. That is, if you are taking somebody with all things being equal, somebody who is correct. Again, there are people that are fundamentally not correct. But if you have found yourself one of the good ones, then you have somebody who doesn't, if they don't even mind being with you older, and it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with what you can offer them, but it has more of the fact that they like you, they love you, who you are as a person, and who you are.
And it's not a secret.
Yes, it's not a secret, right? We all, they love you, whatever, for who you are. Then you are with somebody who is thinking forward. Then you are with somebody who is willing to learn. You are with somebody who you can have shared experience.
Does that apply both men and women?
Not really.
This is more a woman.
More women, more women focused. You are likely to be with somebody who is more spontaneous, who's adventurous, can show you the current trends, can show you what's going on in town. That is if you're with somebody who is significantly younger than you, you know. And you have also the energy that we are talking about, that even if the person does not know and is lazy, based on you knowing what you want, you are able to get the person to learn, other than somebody who might have been stuck in his ways.
Yeah.
And has done the same style in the same position for 10 years. They are not willing to change those positions. There's
2 pumps and a squirt.
They know who mommy. Wow. That's all they know.
Yeah.
You know. So if you're with someone who's younger, then you are likely to evolve with the person again as time goes on. So I think that's a con in my books. Then that's a pro in my books, but the con is the immaturity. Because see,
it's not just the immaturity or wait, it is the lack of awareness of the immaturity.
You know, you are immature and
you don't know that you are immature. Like you really feel mature. You really, again, because
and they would say it with their mouth, like, "Oh, I'm matured. I'm ahead of my time." You know, like I like to hang with older people. They are lying.
Yeah,
they are lying.
No clue, clueless.
I said the youngest person I've been with, I was a week older than the person.
Wow.
I was a week older than the person. And I could still feel that there is a gap because I love to learn. So I am constantly in there learning and finding newer and easier ways to live my life. I don't think life should be complicated at all. So if I have to find a very simple way to live, I will find that. But if you are still in the process of even getting to the point where you have to, you know, like now grow and I have to now watch you and like babysit.
That life teaches you the experiences.
No, it won't work.
That's too much work for you. Okay, Harriet. Pros and cons of being with a younger person.
So, pros. If you are lucky, as Sinam said earlier, if you are lucky to find someone who aligns with your thinking, or who exhibits all the things you would love when it comes to dating a younger person, then you are good to go. It's fun. It's adventure together, and it feels good. So you feel like you are in time with the person, you know, racing together. So it comes with so much, you are constantly satisfied. That is if they exhibit all the traits that you want to see, you know, in them. So yes, it depends. Again, if the person is as ambitious as you, like I said, the person has to be in an alignment with you. So if they are, obviously you are looking at ambitions, you are looking at goals, you are looking at where you want to get to with yourself. Exactly, more energy, room for growth, and all of that. So personal development is both ways. It's fun. It's like there's nothing as fulfilling as that. You know, that's that thing you share together, or
and
finding
you don't get
someone.
That with an older guy?
It depends.
That's
what
different.
I said. It's different. We are talking about vibe, generational gaps. We are talking about the vibe and everything. But if you are able, that's why I said again, if you are lucky or if you are blessed to have someone who exhibits all the traits that you are looking for in a younger guy, so they complement you in through and through, then you are good to go. So that's the pros we are looking at. It's fun. Then you have energy. You have whatever it takes to, explore the world together. That's the beauty of life. It works very nicely.
And I mean, in talking about exploring, I feel like there's also a certain joy when you're dating somebody younger and you get to experience their first. So, like, maybe you're with somebody who has maybe never been to China before,
right?
And then you've been maybe, but then to kind of go experience that first feeling that they are, or if you're with somebody who doesn't have kids and you do, and finally you have a child and it's their like to experience the first,
right,
for them.
Yeah,
I think that's also possibly really nice, but also possibly annoying.
It depends on who you are dating. So that's what I'm saying. It depends. If you are blessed, lucky, and all of that to have what you want, then you are good to go. It's beautiful, exploring the world together and growing together. So, like you said, growth. Growing together. Now, so that's the fun part of it. Like, you are fulfilled. That's what you want. You have it. You are good to go. And unless a few turbulences set in. So those are life happens kind of things, that may come in. But then that's where the maturity also comes in, so we'll do that. But when you are looking at the cons, then the issue is if you are you are more exposed, as in you've seen much in your life, and the person, I wouldn't use that word.
That's how we call it in Ghana. I mean, really, that's what it is.
Villager.
Let me find a diplomatic expression.
Unexposed, soon to be exposed.
Anyway, I refuse to go your direction. Tomorrow they will kill me.
So somebody who is not as exposed.
So somebody who is not as exposed as you, someone who is not brought up the same way you are, or have not really learned the way you may have, groomed yourself. So grooming in this essence is very important. You are way ahead of them. They are sort of like, behind you in terms of exposure, in terms of thinking, because mind you, our thinking is shaped by
orientation and exposure.
Hey, madam. Thank you very much. And it works very well when you break it down. So in this case, when they are lacking two of
the major,
then you are in crisis. Serious one. Because your growth will become very stagnant. You can't go nowhere, because for them that is intimidation. It's threatening, seriously threatening, to who they are. So that is a serious problem. And then when it comes to goals, career, choices in life, you may not, you necessarily don't have to be on the same page, even with a person you love who exhibits all the traits you want in them. But at least you need someone who shares your vision, who understands your strength, who can actually realize the fact that they are different from you. But when you complement each other, you can make things happen for the two of you. So it works, both ways, and it's beautiful. So then the challenge is when the person doesn't really meet up to your psyche, your way of thinking and reasoning, and then there is a serious problem. So it all boils down to finding someone who is at the same level with you.
Okay, I'm just going to do some quick messages. I didn't realize how much time had gone. So let me go through your messages quickly. Mostly ladies prefer oldies because of money. Wow. Oldies. The moment a lady says he's caring, it means it's money. Wow. The older men mostly have a deep pocket, where the younger men have a stronger waist. Wow. I can relate so well with your topic today. I'm 44, never married, but I've observed something about couples, and I've settled in my spirit that the gap should not be less than 10 years, and 10 to 15 years plus gap. The man is Sorry, I'm not seeing very well. Any 10 to 15 years plus gap where the man appears outdated. The man is typically the lazy type. Someone who fails to keep up with the pace, doesn't read or mingle, care less about social changes. Such a connection can be quite problematic. That's from Kirsty the First from East Legon. Okay, so we did a Twitter